The Filipino Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, the Philippine Association of the Recording Industry, the Music Copyright Administrators of the Philippines, Philippine Pop Federation, Asosasyon ng Musikang Pilipino, and Organisasyon ng mga Pilipinong Mga Awit or OPM will gather stakeholders in a music summit on Wednesday, March 19 to discuss and address the problem in the country's music industry. We now have in the studio Noel Cabangon. He's the conference director of Pinoy Music Summit. Basta Pinoy, push mo yan. Good morning, Noel, and nice to have you back in Daybreak.
Yeah, thank you. And then now it's different.
Yes.
I'm not going to promote my album, but
of course, of Filipino music.
Filipino
push
music.
mo yan. Why is there a need to have this summit? Do we still have a problem, let's say, with piracy?
We do have a lot of problems regarding pushing for the music industry because of a lot of challenges, particularly the advancement of technology.
Okay.
Well, as you said, that piracy. There's piracy in the physical CD before, and now there's piracy in the internet and downloading. So that's another problem. And then there's also how do we bring forward Filipino music and develop the music industry that is anchored on what we call our own, no? Yung sariling atin, which is Filipino music. And at this time that everything is there's a lot of choices when you go to the internet, especially YouTube and also the platform in terms of selling music now is different.
Yes.
It has really shifted. No? So these are the things that we want to discuss and come up with probably a solution or we can probably also come up with a roadmap. How do we want to chart the fate of Filipino music and the music industry?
Well, you're part of a PhilSCAP, and then this group actually is, how do you describe it? Like all the composers, the rights of these songs, you aggregate them together,
aggregate it,
and you ensure that the licenses are given to proper individuals.
Yes.
Well, basically, I just remembered a few years back when it came to the awareness of the public, I myself included, I remembered how we didn't know that if, for example, if you had a store and that you played music, you have to get permission and a license from PhilSCAP for you to play music. I mean, we all thought that as long as you bought the CD, you can play it anytime, anywhere. And tell us more about that.
Actually, there is an economic right that was accorded to the music creators, no, and the music copyright owners. These are the music publishers. This is in recognition of the what we call the intellectual property. So actually, when you use a music and you play it publicly, dapat yun, you should ask permission from the owner. In the same way that if you want to use somebody else's property to enhance, no, your for example your business, you have to ask permission, or sometimes you have to buy that, di ba? So this permission is like proper remuneration of the composer's right that was accorded to him, which is the what we call the public performance royalty. No?
Of course, if it's just going to be playing in your own home or in a party with your family and friends, there is no need for that. But only if, for example, if it enhances your business or something.
Yes. There's also what we call the fair use. No? If it's being used for educational purpose, charitable purpose, and for the private. Nga. But now we are collecting royalties from concerts, malls, restaurants. We license them and other music users at bars like that. So we have the playback, and then we also have the live performances.
So that's good because for a while some people were telling me that composers in the States fare better than composers in the Philippines because there they always get royalties. Like for example, those Christmas songs that are played. I mean, they came out in 1940s and up until now, they get royalties.
Yes,
unlike, like for example, I heard si Freddie Aguilar does not even own the royalty to Anak or something like that. But now, how are composers locally? Are they more protected? protected, more aware of their rights?
Well, from my opinion is that they're more protected now because the right is more recognized now, and the fact that we are able to collect and license music users, and we were able to distribute the royalties to the proper composer. I would say that they're more protected now, and the only thing is that the only problem is that here in the Philippines. There's more usage of foreign music than local music because, well...
Why is that? Like K-pop, sir. I understand for this summit, you will be bringing in a South Korean expert and to talk about this K-pop sensation. Why is it so popular in the Philippines, do you think?
Because I don't know, but we were looking at the K-pop as a model.
Yes.
Why it became so popular that it was able to engage the world market, particularly of course Southeast Asia and the Philippines. It's really so popular here in the Philippines. No, hindi mo nga naintindihan yung
That's right.
yung kinakanta, di ba?
I still remember si Sai.
Yeah, but the young people they really love it.
Yeah.
But it was for us. We're looking at how did they do it, and from what we have also learned is that it was really supported by the South Korean government.
That's true.
And it's not just music, but it's the whole...
Their TV series, their movies.
Everything.
I don't know how true is it, sir, that I heard that they actually hired somebody or US experts to come in to help them produce universally accepted movies, TV series, and
it's
music.
Like transferring the technology to them because syempre ganun eh. If you're not familiar, if you don't know the technology, you have to ask the expert to come. So that's part of that was what they did, no, with they call it Hallyu wave. Hallyu wave, yeah.
Ano po yun?
It's a Korean term for K-pop.
All right.
And all the arts and their culture was really the thing that they really promoted. And the Korean culture was instilled amongst the South Koreans, and that's what we also wanted to think about, or maybe something that we can do for the Philippines, and particularly us, sa music industry. How can we again nurture that love for Filipino music, and among the Filipinos, and especially with the young people. Especially now that the advancement of technology is it's so enormous that there's a lot of opportunities, but you know, ang daming choices din.
So this summit will gather all the stakeholders in the music industry. Now, how can the public participate as well? And this is going to be on March 19th.
We actually, actually the summit is by invitational. It's really more for the players in the industry, and of course the music creators, the composers, the recording industry. But we created a page also wherein the public can participate in the discussion. They can check the Pinoy Music Summit 2014 on Facebook, and they can also tweet. And there's a forum that's happening there, so they can join. And what we do is that during the summit, we're going to have like a real-time, real
so they
time,
can watch it together,
informing the public what's happening during the summit, and then they can post also their recommendations, and so that they will be included.
So push mo yan.
Push mo yan. Kasi we cannot really accommodate everybody.
Yes. So tulong-tulong na lang tayo. Push natin ang Philippine music.
There are a lot of people who wanted to be part of it. Kaya lang medyo limited talaga.
So let's use technology to share
Yes.
Well, Noel, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank
you. We will constantly be updating with you also to tell us the results of that particular
sure.
summit.
And thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you and good morning.
Morning.